Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's second video, day 10 will take us to the 14th of September. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and GFS Ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that gets us more or less to the end of September. I'll get to that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, video release day was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and there's no other videos coming up today, actually, so this is the second and final vid for today. Please like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We need to put on around 25 subscribers, 25, that's all, to get ourselves to 16.8k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, it would be amazing and incredible. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. I'm going to say thank you so much to Danny Ram 2002. Thank you so much, Danny, for your incredible super thanks here on the first winter 2023-24 update. So we of course premiered our winter update number 1 yesterday afternoon at 2 PM. It's an absolutely fantastic premiere. Thank you so much, everybody, for making it so very special. And the video is there to watch on demand now for anybody who wants to. It's getting up to around 3k views so far, so pretty big video for 24 hours. Thank you so much, everybody, for for liking, sharing, subscribing, giving feedback. Seems to have gone down very, very well. And thank you so much to Danny Ram 2002. For your super thanks. That's unbelievable. Very, very large donation. So thank you so much, my friend. All of the donations go back into the channel and, you know, help to develop the channel and whatnot. So if you'd like to give us super thanks, then all you need to do is find the super thanks button. Now, sometimes that will be up here next to the like button. Other times it will be behind the 3 little dashes there, 3 little dots, and that's where you can find the super thanks there. So anybody who gives a super thanks will get a shout out in videos, and they'll have their post pinned as well, as I've done with Danny's post there. Now, it just flags up your post and highlights it, and as I say, it helps to pay for the channel and the content. Thank you so much, everybody, for that. Thanks so much to our super chatters, you know, people who donate with super chats on live streams as well. PayPal donators too. Thank you so much. How you support GavsWeatherVids. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And thank you, special thanks to Danny there, Danny Ram 2002. Thank you so much, my friend. Okay, let's start off the video then. We're going to start off with Tropical Atlantic. Got 3 interest areas. We've got Tropical Storm Gert. We've got Tropical Depression Katia. And we've got a red X. So let's deal with the 2 tropical storms and whatnot. So Gert is going to be disappearing very, very soon. Current position is just there. Gert going up here, and then nothing after that. So presumably Gert will be dying a death imminently. And Katia as well will be dying a death by the end of tomorrow, by the look of it. Oh no, actually still there, but as a post-tropical thing, up to Thursday, actually. So we're not getting rid of Katia for a little while, yeah, but just sort of meandering about in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean as a tropical or post-tropical depression. And then we've also got Disturbance 1, with a 70% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 90% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. They're saying showers and thunderstorms can continue to show signs of organisation in association with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of Cape Verde Islands. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for further development, and this system is expected to become a tropical depression around midweek. Additional strengthening is likely late in the week, while the system moves west-northwestwards at 15-20 miles per hour over central western portions of the tropical Atlantic. So it's going to become a tropical depression quite soon, and may well develop into a tropical storm and or hurricane through the course of this week. That is definitely going to be one to watch and one to keep an eye on. Coming back home, very, very warm day. The autumn heat wave is well and truly on. We've got the temperature at 29 degrees now at Norfolk and also at Headcorn Aerodrome. There's still like an hour left of possible heating, so we might pop temperature up to 30 degrees today, which we wasn't really expected to do until tomorrow. But we see widely temperatures into the upper 20s, South Church Lawford at 27, Oxford at 27, Middle Wallop at 28 degrees. We've got Cambridge at 27, Marham at 26, Norwich at 26 too, Nottingham 27, we've got Sennybridge at 25. We'll move on from that place. Lake Vyrnwy at 23, Leeds and Bradford at 24, even up into Newcastle we've got temperature to 25 degrees there, 26 at Boyne. No, very, very warm afternoon out there, if not hot, well certainly hot for the time of the year, and this is going to carry on throughout the week, so yeah, there's plenty more dry, sunny, very warm or hot days to come this week. Setting temperature is currently sitting at 17.5, which is 4 degrees above 61 to 99 average. I wasn't expecting that to tick up again. I want to be in the 18s today, but we did have quite a coolish night on Saturday night actually, so that's probably limited the upwards movement, you know, of the CT there. That will rise through this week, but that's going to get into the 18s definitely. It may even be into the 19s by the weekend. We'll have to wait and see about that. But already 4 degrees above average and plenty more hot, sunny weather to come over the next few days. These are GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles, next to which red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Northampton. Look how far above average we are at the moment. We're actually reaching 20 degrees at 850 HPA. Absolutely remarkable. If this was like July, we'd be looking at the temperature 35 degrees, you know, survey temperature 35 degrees or more. As it's September, it won't be that hot, but even so, we are talking about temperature getting into the low 30s Celsius. I reckon somewhere we'll reach 33, maybe 34 degrees at some point this week, but we'll wait and see about that. Anyway, very substantially above average to start us off. A very slow and gradual decline in the temperature then through the second week of September. It takes a long time. It's not until into the second half of the month that we see those upper air temperatures returning back closer to average. I mean, even then, still a little bit above normal, to be honest. But there is a slow drop through the second week of the month with those upper air temperatures. And very dry as well over the next week. Barely any precipitation to come into the middle of September. Might turn a little bit more unsettled. But of course, that is extended range and therefore is unreliable. Temperature anomalies from the 4th to the 12th of September going to be above average, not just the UK, but from all parts of Europe, and particularly focusing on France. It really is the west of Europe, though, that's getting the core of this heat wave, and particularly those western regions of France, as I say, but also, yes, into the UK, where we're in the deeper red shading, which is like 6 to 8 degrees above average there, particularly for some parts of England. And precipitation anomalies very, very dry as well. That's the other big story from the 4th to 12th of September. Very dry conditions to come. Latest Windflow Map from Earth, nullschool.net shows that high pressure is in control, and we're bringing in the wind from off the continent. So very warm and or hot air filtering in from the east and from up the continent today. Right, let's go through the chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Thursday. High pressure away to the east, low pressure in the Atlantic, drawing up those very warm to hot southerly southeasterly winds. We keep high pressure in the ascendancy through to the end week, gradually weakening most. So as we go through the weekend, there is a cold front that's pushing in from off the Atlantic here. Probably not bringing that much rain, could be bringing some thunder to northern areas, but most notably bringing a push of winds from off the Atlantic. So gradually starting to lower the temperature as we go through the weekend. Still reasonably warm, even by the beginning of next week down in the south, but not as warm or hot as it currently is or will be in the next few days. Icon, again with high pressure from east, low pressure to west, drawing up those very warm and or hot southerlies on Thursday into Friday. Yes, the high pressure continues to reach through the country. Icon actually keeping very warm to hot weather going right way through the weekend, I think, down in the south. It's not until we get into the early part of next week we find signs of the ridge weakening and slightly cooler air beginning to move back in from off the Atlantic, particularly to the northern half of the country. But I reckon that will cool things down across the whole country by sort of the middle of next week. Anyway, but GFS midnight run, again with high pressure to the east, low pressure west scenario, pulling up both very warm and or hot southerly winds over the next few days. The ridge is maintained really into the weekend, gradually weakening away over the weekend, but some slightly cooler air coming into the north. Still looks very warm now, I think, down in the south. Only a slow and gradual decline in most temperatures, but eventually by around day 8, 9, 10, then we start to pull in these slightly cooler winds from the north and from the northwest. In the extended range of GFS midnight run, then starts to turn unsettled. It's still quite warm, to be honest, but with low pressure gathering in the Atlantic, just signs, but we're beginning to push wet weather into particularly southern and western parts of the country here, turning wet and windy eventually by the end of the GFS midnight run. That looks a lot more autumnal and seasonal, doesn't it? The GFS 6Z again has the high pressure to the east and the low pressure out to the west on Thursday, so we draw up those hot southerly winds. Thursday might be the peak in the temperature. I reckon 33 degrees could be achieved there. The high pressure sticks around really into the weekend, just seeing the ridge gradually starting to weaken, so that by the early part of next week, cooler air is filtering in from the north and from the northwest. It's a slow old process, but by day 10, then we start pushing genuinely cooler air through from the Atlantic with some outbreaks of rain associated with that area of low pressure. It's not long before high pressure is back in again, though, and winds is back in from the south and from the southeast with GFS 6Z. So we end up looking very warm and mostly dry as we go through the third week of September. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. As I said, around 25 subscribers will get us to 16.8k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends about to subscribe, that would be amazing and incredible. Thank you so much. Right, GM has the high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west scenario on Thursday, and again we're drawing in those hot southerly or southeasterly winds. So a little bit of a ridge continuing. Twice a week in there, so we try to bring west this wind to the north. That might trigger some showers and storms for the north on Friday, if that comes up, at the ridge end back in across the country within slightly less hot air, but still very warm on Saturday into the weekend. We open up next week, then the ridge begins to weaken as lower pressure comes in from off the Atlantic, so next week turns properly cooler and unsettled on the GM scenario. We pull in the wind from a north-northwesterly direction. We build a ridge back in by day 10, but that is within substantially cooler air, and out to the northwest it actually looks quite unsettled with that area of low. And then the ECMWF, again with the high pressure east, low pressure west situation, pulling up wind from that hot southerly southeast direction on Thursday into the weekend. Again, high pressure is reaching through the country, so it remains very warm at the very least into the weekend. Is not quite as hot as it will be in the next 2 or 3 days. Through the weekend into next week, gradually the high pressure starts to weaken as low pressure begins to move in from off the Atlantic. So through the early part of next week, then we start bringing cold front southwards and eastwards across the country, introducing cooler, more autumnal air from off the Atlantic, probably with some outbreaks of rain as well. And as we go beyond that, so we get to the middle of next week, and yes, we're into those west northwesterly winds looking rather cool and showery there. But the upper air temperatures, they look substantially cooler, don't they? That will have a proper autumnal feel to it by the middle of next week. Excuse me. By day 10, the high pressure just trying to reach back up from the southwest. But again, even if high pressure does come back up from the southwest, that is within substantially cooler air. So a drop in temperature definitely in evidence there from the ECM through next week. Mississippi Precipitation Forecast based on the ECM run from TheBedShow.com. Lots of dry weather to come over the next few days. We do bring some heavy showers and thunderstorms into the far west and northwest through the second half of next week, but basically lots of dry weather through the remainder of the week. Some thunderstorms towards the southwest maybe by the end of this week, and those storms possibly start getting a little bit more widespread across central, northern and western areas as we head into the weekend. But it's not till next week that we bring outbreaks of rain southwards and eastwards across all parts of the country through the first half of next week, and that introduces them cooler, fresher autumnal winds from the North Atlantic. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 14th of September. From the isolated methods, 20 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and we bring the wind in from a westerly direction. So mostly dry to the south, a little bit unsettled still up in the north, and a little bit showery for the northern half of the country as well. 17, climate control and the operational, more unsettled, with a trough of low pressure dropping in from the northwest and winds in from a west or northwesterly direction, so that's looking more unsettled and cooler as well. And 14 with lower pressure, not necessarily low pressure, but lower pressure through the country, high pressure pulled out to the west. That also will bring in cooler winds. So by day 10, all of the options are cooler there. So if you don't like the heat, if you want to cool down, then sort of next week definitely looks like we'll see a drop in the temperature there with those options. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets to the 19th of September. 19 members of the ECM Ensembles, they're looking very unsettled and autumnal, with low pressure centres over and to the north of the country, and we bring the wind in from a western northwesterly direction, so cool and unsettled there. We've got another 19, some low pressure just out to our northwest, again looking rather showery and a little bit on the unsettled side. And then we've got 13 with high pressure right in over top of the country. That will bring mostly dry and mostly dry weather, and a continuation of pretty warm weather too. Probably not as warm as it is right now, but nevertheless still reasonably dry and warm with that option. However, the majority option is the 19 here and the 19 here, which do look more changeable, let's say, anyway. Right, CFS V2, finally, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 4th to the 10th of September. This week has high pressure over and to the east of the country, cut off low towards Spain and Portugal, and that pulls up the wind from a very warm or possibly hot, or definitely hot, southerly southeasterly direction. Signs of a bit of a change week 2, it's the 11th, 17th of September. Low pressure then towards Greenland, Iceland. High pressure is slipping southwards. That's starting to turn things just a little bit cooler and more showery there, especially so up in the north. By the time we get through the week 3, we look unsettled actually. It's the 18th, 24th of September with a trough of low through the west of Europe. That looks relatively cool and unsettled there for the third week of September. And then week 4 will be the 25th of September, 1st of October, with some low pressure in the Atlantic, and all looking rather flat and westerly. So definitely a cooler and more changeable feel to the second half of September compared to the first half of the month there for CFS. But we have got the heat wave to get out of the way first of all this week before we start cracking on with autumn. We shall see. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everybody to do that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much everybody for doing that for us. Right, okay, I just started coming up tomorrow. We've got 6 AM UK weather forecast. We'll have another 10 to 14 day, and there'll be the EC Extended European Outlook tomorrow as well. Please like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content, and tomorrow's as well. And don't forget to check out the winter update, the first winter update that we released yesterday. So it's a great watch. Feedback's been fantastic on that. So if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Winter updates have begun, and we'll be doing a winter update every week from like yesterday all the way through to the end of November. That's it for today's video. So you enjoy the rest of your Monday. Try and get out in the sun if that's what you want to do. And yeah, enjoy. For this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.